2,000 years ago, a man walked the dusty roads of Palestine, proclaiming God's eternal love for all human beings. Known as the Way, he taught a path of spiritual transformation so profound and life-changing that history divides itself into before and after. Whatever became of that way? I've come to the conviction that the current iterations of Christianity are a pale shadow of what Jesus lived and taught in regards to the spiritual and social potentials for human beings. Over the centuries, his sublime path for spiritual and social transformation have been replaced with systems of dogma and doctrine that stress belief about Jesus rather than the way of life that he taught those who chose to follow him. Faith in Jesus has come to represent a ticket into a blissful afterlife rather than loving-hearted engagement with the present life. There are even forms of Christianity that view Jesus as the escape route from this world for a select and favored few. These are diversions, dare I even say perversions, from the path of loving service to others, the expansion of consciousness, generosity of heart, and embrace of the full diversity of humankind that Jesus taught and exhibited. It's this path that he sent his followers out into the world to proclaim and to be living demonstrations of. Reboot JP21 is based upon the conviction that, first off, Jesus did not come to establish a vast, powerful institution called the church in any of its denominational permutations. Rather, his life was devoted to teaching and demonstrating the possibility that we all have for lives transformed by an expanded and higher consciousness based in an immediate and intimate relationship with the love in which this entire universe is centered, which holds all things together. What he bequeathed to the world through his early followers was a path, a way of living that expands our awareness of who we are and how we are interconnected with the human and the more than human world around us, that roots us deeper into those interconnections, with the result that we work to manifest that same expanded awareness and action in the cultural and social systems in which we live. It's a way of love that is action on behalf of and in the best interests of the other, especially in the way that the other defines those self-interests, those best interests. So, Reboot is a process of unlearning and disentangling from the dysfunctional and maladaptive systems into which we have been enculturated, and then immersing and embedding us in a system that affirms life in its diversity and interconnectedness. This Via Vita that is developed and being developed, it's an ongoing project, is the version of JP21, the Jesus Path for the 21st century, that is designed as a year-long or even longer experience and exploration format for local faith communities to use as part of the faith formation process. It is based primarily around a study of the Gospels, with a special focus upon the Sermon on the Mount and the Sermon on the Plain as the primary spiritual formation guide that Jesus left, or actually that the early church pulled together as being representative of the teachings of Jesus. The Reboot format of bigger mind, bigger heart, bigger world, and bigger life is incorporated into the gospel outline as a means of interpreting Jesus' teachings for the 21st century. The focus remains on the fact that Jesus taught a path, a way. So it's not a traditional catechism in terms of learning doctrine or making theological statements about Jesus. The path of Jesus is also understood to be a path of personal and social transformation. It has a liberationist focus and direction to it. It is not about getting a ticket into heaven. It is about bringing the way of heaven down to earth. Reading, reflection, discussion, and the spiritual practices of Jesus are woven throughout the book. Each chapter begins with reflections on the scripture reading, and each class session concludes with reflection and applications at the end of the chapter. The study is supplemented with online videos of the JP21 website, which can be incorporated into a group study as well as accessed by the participants on their own time. My prayer and sincerest desire is that all the materials associated with JP21 will indeed offer a new life operating system for all persons in the 21st century and will help us all to build a world in which we all can live.